Welcome all of you. This is a subject, financial accounting, and as part of this subject or course, we are going to see and learn the depreciation accounting. At the outset, let me introduce the subject depreciation accounting. The word depreciation does mean that the decline in the value of the asset. This word is originated from the Latin word depretire, which means fall in the value. What is fall in the value? Fall in the value of the usable assets or operating assets, or particularly, specifically, the long-term assets or the fixed assets, which are put in use for a long duration. Usually, this depreciation is nothing but a loss to an organization or the firm or entity. Suppose you are having a firm and you are having so many equipments and machineries, and all these are put in use regularly, and all 365 days, 24 hours you are using it. Does mean that you are forcing the machine to go down quickly. When it is proposed to be for 5 years and you bought it, acquired and put in use, and come down at the end of third year, means because of the 365 days and all 24 hours operation. But sometimes it may go beyond even the proposed time, 5 years, say 7 years or 6 years the machine may work. Whatever the case, the number of hours or the certain percentage or some kind of the application which is taken together for the purpose of the provision of depreciation for maintaining the accounts and also for the tax purposes in every entity or firm. So that at the end of this course, you will be able to understand what is the depreciation, and you will be able to describe the meaning and concept of the depreciation. You will be able to understand the methods that are having taken into account, having learned for the provision as well as recording of such depreciation, called methods of providing depreciation or methods of recording depreciation. And you will be able to compare the straight line and diminishing balance methods, and also other methods that are to be taken into account for the provision of depreciation in the value of the assets. Also provide for depreciation and maintain the depreciation accounts. These are all the learning outcomes which you will definitely understand at the end of this course. Let me say the meaning and definition of the depreciation. The depreciation means a fall in the value of asset because of the usage. First point is the usage. Continuous usage or the regular usage or the consistent usage. That usage definitely decreases or gets down of the value due to obsolescence, when an asset that becomes obsolete, when it becomes obsolete or outdated. See, the normal telephone is replaced by electronic telephones, and electronic telephones are replaced by cordless phones. Cordless phones are replaced by the pagers. Pagers are replaced by ordinary mobile phones. Ordinary mobile phones are replaced by the Android phones. Android phones are going to be replaced by iPhones soon, and whatever be the extension, we do not know exactly. When one replaces the other become obsolete or outdated. In such a case, that becomes depreciable asset or valueless asset. And in case of accident or any kind of damage or the calamities that happens to be in the case of assets, and efflux of time of the assets or the passage of time, this may otherwise be known as passage of time. So depreciation is defined as the permanent loss. It is a permanent loss in the value of assets through wear and tear, or the passage of time. It is the measure It is also the measure of the exhaustion of the effective life of an asset from any cause during a given period of time. So that you need to be very careful while providing the depreciation, that such depreciation is a kind of permanent loss. So that providing for loss is not a matter at all, and it may be one of the convention also in the basic accounting terminologies and basic accounting terms, whereas we need to provide the original loss or correct loss, the actual loss, for which we need to have some kind of methods and applications are going to be dealt in under the methods of providing depreciation. The depreciation is charged on all fixed assets except land and jewelries, as they are getting increased daily or getting appreciated. Land and buildings as well as the jewelries are getting appreciated always. The reason is that unlike other fixed assets like machinery and furniture, equipment, utensils, or any kind of other assets, the land and jewelries does not have finite economic life. But for one lorry or a bus or a machine or a tractor or car or any motor vehicle or any kind of the mechanically designed machine, whatever it be, will have a definite life, so that that kind of asset is to be used within the specified period of life. Otherwise, it will become useless. Whereas the land and jewelries can be used at any time, as they are having only the infinite lifetime. They does not have the definite lifetime and doesn't have finite lifetime, so that we can make use of them forever. Then depreciation of any asset is restricted only up to the useful life. So everything is having useful life. It is charged on tangible fixed asset and is not charged on current asset. The ultimate purpose of the depreciation is to replace the fixed assets only at the moment of becoming useless through the current revenues. So that we need to be careful to match with the current revenues, the depreciation to be provided, and also to arrive at the original profit or loss we have to work out. Just for your knowledge, saying that the accounting standard 6 AS6, depreciation accounting, it's a terminology, and for this term accounting standard 6 is specifically established and approved, and this has been issued by ICAI, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Such a standard deals with accounting for depreciation. Do you understand? AS6 is dealing the accounting for depreciation. As per AS6, depreciation is not applicable on following items: forest, plantation, and similar regenerative natural resources. Whenever you get the resources generated will be known as regenerative resources, and such regenerative natural resources will not be having or will not be provided with the depreciation. So that you should have provided the depreciation only on the fixed assets and which is having a finite lifetime or fixed lifetime. The wasting assets, including expenditure on the exploration for and extraction of minerals, oils, natural gas, and similar non-regenerative resources. So in those cases, you could find a kind of other loss in the value of such asset will not be called as depreciation, will be called as different. We'll see them later. Expenditure on research and development will not have a kind of depreciation. And goodwill is reputation, may be written off, but not depreciated, being it is only a reputation and intangible asset. And livestocks may not be having or may not be provided with a depreciation. So just for your knowledge, I am saying that all these said items are not having been provided with the word depreciation and there will be different kinds of losses not to be accounted as depreciation, which is accounted only for the fixed assets. Do you understand? Only for the fixed assets. Need for providing depreciation. To know the true result of the business, the depreciation is provided. See, everything is required to be done in any kind of business activity, and whatever be the business activity, volume of the business, and the machinery involved or any other kind of resources used, what is required is to be clearly stated. In that way, the depreciation is to be provided, but for which requirement, but for which it is required to be provided. That are all coming under this head, that to know the true result of the business. True result means true profit or loss of the business can be arrived at, can be calculated, determined only using the amount of depreciation which is provided in particular year. Of course, to ascertain the real value of an asset, then only you will come to know, when you provide the depreciation, then only you come to know the value of an asset, really what happens and exists at the end of the period. Suppose an asset worth is 1 lakh is taken into account, and asset is depreciated 10,000 per annum, means 10,000, and for 3 years 30,000 on a fixed percentage method. So 10%, 3 years, 30,000. You will come to know 70,000 is the value at the end of the year third. Whether it is going to be marketed or not, irrespective of which, you should have known that the value is at the end what. And based on that value, you will have to take that particular machinery if you want, suppose, to replace such asset. Go and ask for the similar asset. And if it is equal to 70,000 means there is nothing. And if it is less than 70,000, maybe a surprise. And more than 70,000 may be due to the inflation and other conditions. So take the real value of an asset, calculate it, and to replace the asset using such kind of value, take it and replace. When the asset will be replaced, when will it be replaced? Whenever the asset seems to be inoperative, seems to be not working, seems to be improper, such asset should be replaced. Such a kind of replacement will be happen only after having provided the kind of depreciation. To make revaluation for any other purpose. To make revaluation for any other purpose. Revaluation of the assets for either in case of partnership, the revaluation or realization will be made. Revaluation will be made for the admission of a partner or retirement of a partner or death of a partner, whatever in the case of the firms, partnership firms. So revaluation purpose, the depreciations are calculated. And in the case of company, the liquidation purpose or merger, amalgamation, or any other amalgamation or absorption or any other kind of similar transactional activity, the depreciation is required to be provided in that name. To determine the financial state of affairs positively. So every one of us require, being an investor or stakeholder or even a part of a firm, required to be kept with a financial statement called income statement and balance sheet. Income statement and balance sheet. So income statement and balance sheet will be prepared and presented only after having the depreciations provided. So such depreciation will determine the financial state of affairs positively at the end in terms of income statement and balance sheet. To follow the provisions of Companies Act 1956 and 2013, the depreciations are to be provided positively. What are the causes of depreciation? Let me say the first cause is usage or wear and tear. The long use long duration usage, or the often usage or often wearing the items that comes to down with value, and passage of time. Even if an asset is purchased and not used properly, that improper use of an asset which is having a limited lifetime will also be kept with an amount of depreciation, or which also become a depreciable asset. So because of the non-usage or the other kind of inoperation, that will create a depreciation on asset. Improper maintenance, this will also be the reason or causes of depreciation. The non-usage, not used properly, or regular usage, are kept in abeyance, such kind of things will also be taken into account as to provide depreciation. Obsolescence, obsolete or obsolescence. Then obsolete is nothing but an outdated or out of fashion, outdated or out of fashion the asset that becomes a depreciable asset, and on which any kind of value loss is calculated, called depreciation. This is another reason. And exhaustion of the energy of asset, exhaustion of energy of the asset, or exhaustion of the resources of an asset, that will also be the reason for the depreciation. Accidents, most of the accidents damages many kind of assets, so that the assets will become depreciable and inoperative. In such kind of the accidents, we may also include the natural calamities. See here, natural calamities like flood or drought or cyclones or any other kind, which may also be taken into account as accident, by means of which any asset which becomes inoperative or damaged, that will also be taken into account for the depreciation. What is depreciation, and what are all the nuances of depreciation we saw already in the earlier pages. But we need to have a distinction between the words that are used similar to depreciation and other related terms. One is depreciation, the other is depletion. Depreciation, that you know pretty well, which is provided on the fixed assets, whereas depletion is a kind of value decline in the case of mines and quarries. When the minerals or the natural resources extracted from the mines and quarries, it will become depleted. But still there will be the land or the area of that mine and quarry will not be with that resources which has been already exploited or extracted. So such extraction of everything of resources will be known as depletion. Then depreciation versus obsolescence. Depreciation versus obsolescence. Obsolescence is out of fashion or outdated. Outdated or out of fashion. I said you the pager and basic mobile phones. One more example is that electronic typewriter You see, these are now not available regularly or often used, right? These are all the outdated or out of fashion assets which become depreciated with the word obsolescence. That means obsoleted. That obsoleted value will be the depreciable value or depreciated value. Then come to depreciation and amortization. The amortization is a kind of a decline in the value of the asset in terms of goodwill and trademarks. And goodwill and trademarks, nowadays the ISO, ISI, patent, and copyrights, or any other kind of the status which has been acquired to upkeep the organization or firm or entity will also be depreciated using a word called amortization, which means decline in the value of this kind of assets. And depreciation and dilapidation. For sublet assets, this word is used for sublet assets. A cause of action to force a tenant to pay for dilapidation. X owned an house and Y is a tenant, and a tenant tenanted Z. Between these fellows, what happens will be for the asset, and value of the asset will be known as the dilapidation. What are all the things that determines the depreciation, or what are all the factors that determines the depreciation? One is that the original or historical cost of the asset. The original cost, purchase price, plus freight and installation cost. The original purchase price and freight is added, any spent, and installation cost, any amount of installation cost, which also to be added so as to know the original cost. This original cost is the base for calculating the depreciation at the initial stage, and will change according to the method adopted for depreciation in subsequent period. Suppose a method is stringent or static, the same method of depreciation will be, and same amount of depreciation will be up to the lifetime. When a method is different, or a kind of depreciation is non-static or vary according to the situation, will make the balance at the end of the period or lifetime will be different. And the original cost is deducted by the scrap or residual value, if any, to find out the right cost at once for a depreciation. So what do you need to take? Original cost less scrap value or salvage value, so that you will come to know the amount of depreciation or the original cost for the amount of depreciation. The next is the estimated residual or scrap value. It is an estimated sale value of the asset at the end of its economic life to the firm. And estimated residual or scrap value, which will be a smaller or little value even after the usage up to a lifetime, we will have as a kind of return from the usage of that asset at the time of replacing the asset also. And estimated useful life. The physical life is not important. An asset may still exist physically. Asset will be there. Even if you would have purchased an asset and lifetime is 5 years, asset remains the same even after 5 years. But you consider it that whether it becomes usable or not. That is, after 5 years of the lifetime is exhausted, the asset physically exists but may not be capable of producing goods at a reasonable cost, so that it becomes outdated or inoperative. Is accumulated depreciation an asset or liability? This is what a big question. A $1,000 question in the case of providing depreciation, either to accumulate the depreciation into an account or to keep it aside and deducting from the asset's value. Accumulated depreciation is the grand total of all depreciation expense It's a grand total or accumulated amount, added amount every year without deducting the amount from the total assets value that has been recognized to date on a fixed asset. As such, it is considered a contra asset account, which means that it contains a negative balance that is intended to offset the asset account with which it is paired, resulting in a net book value. Accumulated depreciation is classified separately from normal asset value and liability accounts from normal asset and liability accounts for the following reasons. Actually, it is not an asset, though it is a part of asset or provided on a part of asset. It is not actually an asset, since the balances stored in the account do not represent something that will produce economic value. Though it is provided on a fixed asset called machinery, say machinery provided with a depreciation, such depreciation for number of years added, say 3 years added, and added values are kept in one account. Do understand, this is an accumulated depreciation, but it do not represent something that will produce economic value. It is only the decline in the value of the asset which produces the economic value. So that will not produce economic value to the entity over multiple reporting periods. If anything, accumulated depreciation represents the amount of economic value that has been consumed in the past. It is not a liability, since the balances stored in the account do not represent an obligation to pay a third party. Instead, accumulated depreciation, you should have known that accumulated depreciation is used entirely for the internal record keeping purposes and does not represent a payment obligation in any manner or any way. And it is not also an asset, it is not also a payment obligation. If you must make a choice between classifying accumulated depreciation as an asset or liability, it should be considered an asset simply because that it is where the account is reported in the balance sheet. If it were to be categorized as a liability, this would create the incorrect impression that the business has a liability to a third party. It is not also a liability, but shown as a deduction or deductible amount. It is not also an asset. This is not an asset, this is not a liability, but provided on asset kept aside to subtract from the assets, but will be discarded at the time of disposal of assets. Accounting concept of depreciation. See here, accounting concept of depreciation. The concept behind the depreciation as well as the accounting for depreciation is different. The fixed assets are long-term assets. You know pretty well, all these are long-term assets which will give benefit to the entity, which will provide the benefit to the entity for a long duration, say 5 years, 10 years, or agreed longer period, or up to the lifetime of the asset, which still remain in the books of accounts as well as physically exist. They help in the production of goods and services. Definitely that do. The productive usage that helps in productive ways, and it helps to produce the goods and the services. However, when an asset is in use, its value decreases due to the normal wear and tear, efflux of time or obsolescence it is kept. This reduction in the value of a fixed asset, this reduction in the value of fixed asset or subtraction the value of fixed asset is known as depreciation. Let's understand the concept of depreciation. The assets which are held by a business for the production and supply of goods and services expected to be used for more than an accounting year and have a limited useful life are known as depreciable assets. This is what a concept behind the depreciation of the assets and accounting for depreciation of assets. On purchasing a fixed asset, we usually record it at its original cost or purchase price in the books of accounts. This is what happens usually in all the kinds of business. An organization uses this fixed asset to earn or generate the revenues for a number of accounting years until it sells or discards the assets. See, until the asset is discarded, the organization may use of the asset forcibly to make for productive usage or for rendering the services. Hence, it becomes necessary to allocate a part of the purchasing cost or the acquisition cost to every accounting year until we use it. This is what a concept behind the asset and its depreciation. We call this allocation cost as depreciation. Allocation of the total cost of the asset, allocation of the total cost of the asset appropriately for over the lifetime. See, depreciation is an expense of an organization. It is an expense. For example, Setu Enterprises purchases a machinery for 20 lakhs and it sells after using it for 10 years for 4 lakhs. So 10 years for 4 lakhs. What is the depreciation? We see, therefore the cost of machinery for its use in business will be 16 lakhs. That means 20 lakhs minus 4 lakhs. Now we need to allocate this cost of 16 lakhs as an expense of the business for each of the 10 accounting years, so that the expense of depreciation is 16 lakhs divided by 10 years, called 1,60,000. In other words, the concept of depreciation is the cost of obtaining the services from the use of an asset. So another way, the concept of depreciation may be explained that, or may be referred to as the obtaining services from the use of an asset. Cost of obtaining the services from the use of an asset. We need to match the depreciation cost of the fixed asset against the revenues. So depreciation cost is the fulcrum, and against the revenues it has to be matched for the number of years over which we use it. Thus, we charge depreciation as an expense to the profit and loss account. That's why we are charging it to the profit and loss account, so as to match with all the revenues have to had the net revenue at the end of the period. See, what is the main purpose of, we saw earlier the purpose of depreciation. Purpose of accounting for depreciation is what? The main purpose of the concept of depreciation and its accounting is the allocation of the cost of a fixed asset. Depreciation expense does not involve any outflow of cash. There won't be any kind of outflow of cash. There is only a loss or expense which is to be recorded. And hence the funds that we charge to the P&L account every year remain in the business itself, and thus we can use them at the time of replacement of the asset. So whenever the replacement that happens, the depreciation will be deducted at the time of replacement and at the time of disposal of assets. Therefore, the concept of depreciation and its accounting is the process of allocating or apportioning the cost of the fixed assets over their useful life. Its aim is to distribute the cost of the depreciable asset over its useful life and charge the depreciation to the P&L account in order to arrive at the correct profit or loss. Subsequently, let me explain with an example that 1 lakh rupees of an asset worth provided with 10% depreciation for 3 years lifetime. Just take into account, this is what the asset account. So depreciation, first bank account goes out and asset comes to bank account. We will see them in the journal and ledger elaborately, but this is for an example and all of you to know what is the nuances of basic thing and to be recorded. And there will be a depreciation 10% of first year. 10% of 1 lakh become 10,000. So that what happens in profit and loss account, so as to make out the profit and loss account properly, the depreciation is taken as an expense or loss. And after having deducted this amount or matched with the revenues here, the balance of profit or loss is arrived at. The accounting entry for a depreciation. The accounting for a depreciation requires an ongoing series of entries to charge a fixed asset to expense and eventually to re-recognize it. These entries are designed to reflect the ongoing usage of fixed assets over a time. See, depreciation is the gradual charging to expense of an asset's cost over its expected useful life or lifetime. The reason for using depreciation is to gradually reduce the recorded cost of a fixed asset, is to recognize a portion of the asset's expense at the same time that the company records the revenue that was generated by the fixed asset. So, revenues are generated using asset, and for the usage of asset, asset is provided a kind of expense called depreciation, right? Thus, if you charged the cost of an entire fixed asset to expense in a single accounting period, but it kept generating revenues for years into the future, this would be an improper accounting transaction under the matching principle, because the revenues are not being matched with related expenses. In reality, revenues cannot always be directly associated with a specific asset. Instead, they can more easily be associated with an entire system of production or group of assets. So that you need to charge the cost of a fixed asset to expense in a single accounting period, but it kept generating revenues for more than one number of years and n number of years, or up to lifetime, not n number of years, finite time, lifetime, up to the lifetime, up to the end of the lifetime, and it has to be matched with. The journal entry for depreciation can be a simple entry designed to accommodate all types of fixed assets, or it may be subdivided into separate entries for each type of fixed asset. The basic journal entry for depreciation is to debit the depreciation expense account and credit the accumulated depreciation account usually. But unusually, or the usual practice of the beginners, that depreciation is charged to the asset account usually, not accumulated depreciation account, which appears in the balance sheet as a contra account that reduces the amount of fixed assets. This is under the method of providing depreciation called when provision for depreciation account exists. In that case, it is possible. Over time, the accumulated depreciation balance will continue to increase as more depreciation is added to it, until such time that as it equals the original cost of the asset. At that time, stop recording any depreciation expense, since the cost of asset has now been reduced to zero. What are the methods of recording depreciation? What are the methods of recording? One is the when depreciation is charged. One method is that when the depreciation is charged or credited to asset account, where provision for depreciation account is not maintained. There is two accounts. One is asset account, the other is depreciation. Whenever the depreciation is provided, asset account is reduced and showing the depreciation, transferred them into P&L account. Particular year's account of depreciation expense will be closed. And another kind of recording is that maintaining one account for depreciation separately, and all provisions are taken together and put into the bin of that provision for depreciation will be accumulated there until it reaches the cost of the particular asset for which it has been provided. At the time of equalization or equal value is found, the asset is to be taken out, the depreciation is to be taken out, and both of them are to be discarded. This is another kind called when provision for depreciation account accumulated is maintained. When depreciation is charged or credited to asset account, what are the entries? Depreciation account debit to asset account, and depreciation is to be transferred to profit and loss account. And when provision for depreciation account or accumulated depreciation account is maintained, the depreciation account is debited and provision for depreciation account is credited instead of the asset account. And such provision is to be taken to P&L account later in the name of depreciation.